Please help me in welcoming to the podium the man who has been called a beast on the field and a saint off, J.J. Watt.
Broke it. Sorry. Hang on. I'm fixing it. All right, we're good, I think. Madison, it is absolutely incredible to be here. Thank you very much for having me in this beautiful city. I've obviously lived in Texas for the last 8 or so years, and it's been fantastic. The people are great, the food is delicious, and they love football, which is obviously good for me. But I have to admit that it's great to be back in a place where I can order fried cheese curds and chocolate custard and not get looked at like I have 3 heads. I've been trying to spread the word. Fried cheese curds just will not catch on. Last night I sat down to a Friday fish fry with some potato pancakes and a delicious spotted cow. You do? Yeah. You've had 1 or 2 yourselves, I know. You do not realize how difficult it is to get spotted cow outside the state of Wisconsin until you live outside the state of Wisconsin. Every time I come back here, I pack it in my suitcase and I smuggle it out like I'm Pablo Escobar. If anybody here lives in Texas, my fridge is stocked. But in all seriousness, I'm extremely humbled and honored to be here today. I want to say thank you first to the Chancellor. I want to say thank you to the faculty, to the senior class officials, and of course, to the University of Wisconsin graduating class of 2019. When I was first asked to be the commencement speaker, geez Louise, great job, JJ. There we go. Maybe I should have wrote it down. When I was first asked to be the commencement speaker, I had media a couple days after. I had a press conference in Houston, and they asked, have you written your speech yet? And I said, no, I don't write speeches. And they said, well, what are you going to have on the teleprompter? And I said, nothing. Leave it black. I don't care. And then after that, people reached out to me. I had many people reach out to me and said, I want to help you write your speech. Professional speechwriters said, I will help you write your speech. All these people said, I want to help you write your speech. What do you want to write? I can write it for you. And my response was, and I hope I'm right, I think they asked me to be their speaker because they want to hear what I have to say, not what you have to say. Thank you. Not what a speechwriter can write for me, not what I can sit down and write out over the course of multiple months, what I think you want to hear. I think and I hope that you want to hear what I've learned throughout my time and what the University of Wisconsin taught me, what my career has taught me, what some of the things that I've been through in my life have taught me. One person on social media, who I assume is here today, even reached out and said, how dare you? I worked for 4 years for my degree. How dare you not prepare for your speech? First off, calm down. Okay? Calm down. I got it, all right? Just because I didn't write a speech down does not mean that I didn't prepare. I spent time watching YouTube videos of many commencement speeches from many different people. Just like you, I read a whole lot of Wikipedia pages. And last night, I crammed it all in and wrote something down on this little piece of paper. But I am prepared. I did think it through. And when I was watching those videos, I learned a lot of different things. One thing that I saw was that a lot of people made lists of life rules and goals and things you should follow. And I thought to myself, I don't think I'm a list guy. I don't know if I'm going to write a list. I don't know if I want to. There's a lot of people in this audience that are a hell of a lot smarter than me. I probably shouldn't be telling them how to live life. And then I started to write my speech. And what I wanted to talk about, not write it up here. What I wanted to talk about was dream big, work hard. I started my foundation when I was at this university as a junior. I got a whole lot of help from the legal department at this school. They helped me work through the 501c3 paperwork. They helped me work through how to start a foundation. And dream big, work hard was my motto. Because I truly believed that you should have as big of dreams as you want in this world. Never let anybody tell you you can't accomplish those dreams. I once had a teacher who told me that my dream of one day playing in the NFL was unrealistic. Well, hello. I also had people who believed in me, and those people helped me get to where I was. You should have as big of dreams as you want to have. Don't ever let anybody tell you otherwise. But to accomplish those dreams, you must be willing to put in the work. You must be willing to put in the time, the effort, the energy, the sacrifices that it takes to make those big dreams come true. And so as I sat there and I started going through what I wanted to say to you today and how I wanted to get my message across, I thought to myself, well, son of a gun, this sounds a lot like a list. So, what I have for you today is 4 lessons that I've learned about following your dreams. I've followed my dreams all the way to where I am today, and I have a whole lot more that I'd like to do. But along the way to this point, I've learned a lot, and I'd like to share that with you today. I grew up 45 minutes from this stadium in Pewaukee, Wisconsin. Okay, we don't have that many people in the town, okay? So I know you're lying. Thank you, I appreciate it. When you're born in the state of Wisconsin, your childhood closet consists of 3 things: green and gold, red and white, and camo. Maybe some blaze orange in 2019, I don't know. I had the obligatory Brett Favre jersey in my closet, but what I really gravitated towards was the red and white. I wanted to be a Wisconsin Badger. Truth be told, when I was young, I wanted to be a hockey player. I did the skate with the Badgers. I loved it. I wanted to be a hockey player here. As I grew older, it changed to football. I came to my first football game in 2005 in this stadium. I remember everything about it, just like I'm sure you remember everything about your first time on this campus or at this stadium. Hopefully I'm not involved, because that's going to make me feel really old. Some guy here today brought a picture of me, and he said he painted it when he was in 8th grade. That hurt. That hurt. I just turned 30, and I'm having a tough time dealing with it, guys. Anyways, my first day here, when I came to the game, I did the tailgating. I can still smell the bratwurst. We played cornhole. The crisp was in the air. The leaves were changing colors. It's magical. It's truly magical, and I know that you all know what I'm talking about. When I walked into this stadium and I could hear the band playing, oh, all right, yeah, you guys. Shout out to LaCrone, huh? 50 years, what the? Hell yeah. I could feel the tradition. I could feel the history. This place has something special about it. On that day, John Stocco in the 4th quarter with 25 seconds left in that end zone right there ran a quarterback draw to score a touchdown to beat Michigan. I remember I was sitting right over there in those seats, and I thought to myself, this is it. This is my dream. This is where I want to be. I'm a Wisconsin Badger. Unfortunately, the coaching staff didn't quite agree. They said I was too small to play tight end here. They didn't have a scholarship for me. In fairness, I was 6'5", and very skinny and lanky. I looked like one of those blow-up things at a car dealership. So, I went to Central Michigan. I started my career there as a tight end. I was a starter. We won the conference championship, but something always felt off. I felt like I belonged somewhere else. And I felt like that somewhere else was here. I wanted to be a Badger. I transferred in, and I walked on to the university. Now, many people know the story that I delivered pizzas during that time to try and make a little money and help out. But not many people know this story, because I'm pretty sure I've never told it publicly. I used to be, that year when I walked on in Wisconsin, I was a maintenance worker in this very stadium. You can ask, I swear to God, you can ask Dick, Daryl, Jeff. I don't know if they still work here. Some of them, I hope they're still with us. The best guys. I love them. No. It's inside jokes, I mean, we get it. We would clean the seats, we would power wash the floors, we would paint the railings. And I specifically remember one day right up there in section AA, I was painting that railing. Yeah, I painted it, so don't mess it up. Right up there, we get a 15-minute break, and I was sitting there on my break, and I was looking out over the empty field. And I thought to myself, imagine running out of that tunnel. Imagine being on that field wearing that uniform. That is my dream. And every day, during spring practice, during training camp, I would go up to that office, see the balcony, 5 windows to the right of that. That was Charlie Partridge's office, my defensive line coach. I had switched over from tight end to defensive line. Every night at 10 p.m., after he was done with the starters, after he was done with his coaches' meetings, long after everybody went home, Coach Partridge would go over my scout team film with me, and he would show me where I should place my hands, how my footwork should look like, what to look for in opposing offenses. He taught me how to play defensive line. I tell you those stories for 2 reasons. One, to tell you what an honor it is to be here today. When I was sitting up there in Section AA painting those railings, I couldn't even have dreamed that I would be standing here in front of you as your commencement speaker. I also tell you that because it's the first lesson that I learned about chasing your dreams. The path to your dreams often never goes the way you imagine it will. When I dreamed about coming to Wisconsin, I dreamed about getting a scholarship out of high school. I dreamed about starting early on in my career and going and winning Rose Bowls. There were no obstacles. There were no challenges. Of course, I'd have to do the workouts and do the schoolwork, but I did not imagine making minimum wage painting railings in the stadium at Camp Rando as a walk-on. And that's my message to you. Even to this point in your life, you may not have imagined how your college career would go. Maybe you didn't start here. Maybe you didn't start in the major you finished in. Maybe there were some tough times, some adversity, some obstacles along the way. But here you are, accomplishing one of your dreams. It will be difficult. It will not look the way you want it to look. But in the end, if you stay focused, if you stay true, if you have the passion for your dream, you will get there, no matter how difficult that path may be. That leads me to my second lesson that I learned, and that's that nobody accomplishes their dreams alone. I implore you to find somebody on this planet who has accomplished their dreams without the help of another human being. Nobody does. You need help, both good and bad, positive and negative. Positively, my parents helped me financially when I walked on here, leaving a scholarship behind. Coach Partridge helped me learn how to play defensive line. I have family, parents, friends, teachers, coaches, teammates that have helped me along the way in so many positive ways. You might wonder, how can you be negatively helped? Well, in 2011, I was drafted in the first round by the Houston Texans. It was one of the biggest days of my life. One of my dreams had come true. I was ecstatic. I hugged my family. My high school coaches were there with me. The people who helped get me there were there. And then I went back to my hotel room that night and I checked my phone because I wanted to see what Twitter was saying and see how the reaction in Houston was. And I clicked a video of the draft party at the stadium in Houston. The first thing I saw was some dude at the top of his lungs booing his heart out. They showed a video of the whole draft party. They all booed me. The whole place booed me except for like 2 people. I remember watching the video thinking, all right, there it is. That's my motivation. You can take negativity one of 2 ways. I could have said, oh no, how am I ever going to win these people over? This is terrible. But instead, I said, this is my motivation. My entire goal is to come to Houston and to work and earn those people's respect. You can use negative energy to power your dream. The most recent example of somebody helping me came when my 2016 and 2017 seasons were cut short by injury. 2016, I had a second back surgery that ended my season. 2017, I broke my leg. In between those 2 things, my girlfriend tore her ACL. I had just recovered from my back injury enough to where I could help her with her ACL in the beginning. Then, as she got off crutches and she started to walk, but she still had to wear a brace, I broke my leg. I couldn't walk. I had to lay on the couch for 2 months straight and not walk. And my girlfriend, who was still recovering from her own ACL injury, had to take care of me. I remember specifically sitting in my kitchen one day, and I broke down and I cried. I was devastated. I was in tears, and I just let them flow. I was supposed to be the one taking care of her. I am supposed to be the one taking care of other people. I'm not supposed to be the one getting the help. And that's the day that I learned that no matter how big you are, no matter how strong you are, no matter how tough you may be, everybody needs to ask for help at some point in their lives. We all could use a helping hand. We all can use We all can help somebody else. On the path to your dreams, you will not do it alone. You will need the help of somebody else. Don't be afraid to ask for it. Whether it's personal, professional, whatever it may be, don't be afraid to ask for help. And also, don't be afraid to lend a helping hand to others. There's no reason we can't all accomplish our dreams, and we can't all help each other accomplish our dreams. The third thing that I realized was that just as you can learn from chasing your dreams, you can also learn from your nightmares. In 2017, August, one of the biggest storms in U.S. history hit Houston. The city was underwater, there was flooding, people were losing their homes, people were stranded. My team was in New Orleans. We were flying back and we got diverted to Dallas. We were stuck in Dallas and we couldn't get home. On TV, we watched as the streets we drove on, the houses we knew, everything was underwater. We had families stranded back there. Teammates had wives, children stranded in their homes. There was nothing we could do. We felt helpless. I felt helpless. The city I love, the city that supports me, was in need, and I could not help them. I got my cell phone out, I sat in that hotel room, and I asked social media if it would help me raise $200,000. I knew what I would do with $200,000. I was going to buy food, water, diapers, and paper towels. I was going to help in any way I could. I knew how I was going to do that. Then it started to go up a little bit. And it started to go up and up and up. And in the end, it was over $41 million. I'm going to be honest with you, I did what I was going to do with $41 million. One of the first people I reached out to was a fellow Badger. You're going to be surprised at how many fellow Badgers you have in the world and how tight this fraternity is. I reached out to Jake Wood, who started Team Rubicon. He's done incredible work throughout his career in disaster relief and helping out all different disasters, Hurricane Katrina and everything. He was one of my first calls, and he helped me figure it out. And we sat down and we talked through it, and we came up with a plan. Before the hurricane and before the fundraiser, I had developed a bit of a negative attitude, a cynical attitude towards the world. We live in a very negative time. The news is negative. The lead stories are always diversive. There's things that are dividing us and pulling us apart, and I was worried. I didn't have a whole lot of hope. But in an instant, with that fundraiser, with the letters, the donations, hundreds of thousands of people pouring in their support from all over the world, not caring about the religion, the race, the ethnicity, financial status of the people they were helping, not knowing the people they were helping. The willingness to step up and help out their fellow human gave me hope. There is reason, there is good, there is true humanity out there in the world. We just need to shine the light on it. That hurricane fundraiser for me shined the light on how many good people there are in the world. It doesn't always make headlines. It doesn't always dominate our social media feeds. But I promise you, there is so much more good out there in the world than we realize. And the more that we can help to get that good out there and to shine the light on that good, we truly can make a difference. So I learned from that. Thank you. I learned from that even on your darkest days, even throughout your nightmares, when the sky is literally falling, you can learn from it. You can grow from it. There is a silver lining that you can find. I implore you, as you go through your journey and you chase your dreams, be sure to find those silver linings on your darkest days. There are going to be nightmares. I wish I could say there aren't, but it's just the truth. You're going to go through some very difficult times as you navigate these waters moving forward. When you go through those tough days, when you go through those difficult times, remember to learn something from them. Remember that you can rise above them. And remember that there is an opportunity to grow. The final thing that I learned from chasing my dreams is that I have a whole lot more left to learn. I know that I don't know everything. Nobody in the world has all the answers. They can lie to you and say that they do. They can post on their social media and act like they have a perfect life, but nobody does. There's a lot that have great lives, and I'm fortunate enough to be one of them. But nobody is perfect. Nobody has it all figured out. When you came to Madison, you may have had an idea of what you wanted your major to be, but I'm sure a lot of you didn't. When I sit here and I think about what I want to do after my football career someday, some days I think I have all the answers. Some days I know exactly where I want to go and what I want to be. Other days, I sit there with my cup of coffee, I stare blankly, and I think, what the hell am I going to do with my life? I'm sure you've all been there. You're at a point right now where you have your entire life ahead of you. You just earned a degree from one of the best universities in the country, and you have an entire world and so many opportunities sitting in front of you. You may not know what your dream is. You may not know what exactly it is you want to accomplish, and that's okay. But when you do figure it out, when you do remember the 4 things I talked about today, when you figure your dream out, remember, it will not be a straight path. Stay committed. Never lose sight of what it is you want to accomplish. Don't be afraid to ask for help along the way. And don't be afraid to help others along their path. Remember that there will be dark days. You will go through difficult times, but they are learning opportunities. They're growing opportunities. You can come out on the other side better than you went in. And remember that there's still a whole lot left for you to learn. Nobody has all the answers. You probably never will, but that's okay. Keep learning, keep inspiring, keep striving to be the best version of yourself. Today, you're accomplishing one of your parents' biggest dreams. Hopefully one of your own as well. Hopefully. We hope. And tomorrow, when you wake up, probably around like 2 p.m., you're going to begin a journey towards new dreams. You're going to have new goals. You're going to have new things you want to accomplish. As you go along that journey towards your new dreams, remember to help a few people out along the way. Remember to try and change the world for the better as you go. This is an incredible place that we live in. It's an incredible time. If we each do a little bit, if we each try and help each other out, if we're each not afraid to ask for help, we can do some unbelievable things. Together, we can change the world, one person at a time. Congratulations and thank you to the class of 2019. On Wisconsin.